Okay, today I want to talk about all the issues with DOGE and the fact that they've been trying to recoup some of that money from USAID. And the most troubling part of that has been the recent Supreme Court decision in which Justice Coney Barrett decided to side with the three liberal women judges and block President Trump's ability to get back $2 billion from USAID authorizations. And part of that has been because of a somewhat misunderstanding of the Second Amendment. And so on the White House website on February 7th, they posted some information about Second Amendment rights, which also has to deal with, in the second half, a big part of the Office of Budget and Management and the executive authority to control funds. So I thought I would go ahead and read this posting because a lot of people are not going to be able to go to or take the time to go to the White House website and look at this. So it says, by the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered in Section 1, the purpose. The Second Amendment is an indispensable safeguard of security and liberty. It has preserved the rights of the American people to protect themselves, our families, and our freedoms since the founding of our great nation. Because it is the foundational issue of maintaining all other rights held by Americans, the right to keep and bear arms must not be infringed upon. Section 2, Plan of Action. Within 30 days of the date of this order, the Attorney General shall examine all orders, regulations, guidance plans, international agreements, and other actions of executive departments and agencies to access any ongoing infringements of Second Amendment rights to our citizens, and present a proposed plan of action to the President through the Domestic Policy Advisor to protect Second Amendment rights of all Americans. Section B. In developing such plans of action, the Attorney General shall review at a minimum, number 1, all presidential and agency actions from January 2021 through January 2025 that purport to promote safety but may have impinged upon the Second Amendment rights of the citizens. 2. Rules promulgated by the Department of Justice, including the BATF, from January 21 through 25, pertaining to firearms and/or federal firearms licensees. 3. Agencies' plans, orders, and actions regarding the so-called Enhanced Regulatory Enforcement Policy pertaining to firearms or firearms licensees. 4. Reports and related documents issued by the White House Office of Gun Violence. 5. Positions taken by the United States in any and ongoing and potential litigation that affects or could affect the ability of Americans to exercise their Second Amendment rights. 6. Agencies' classifications of firearms and ammunition. And 7. Processing of applications to make, manufacture, transfer, and export firearms. Now we'll go on to Section 3. Implementation. Upon submission of the proposed plan of action described in 2 of this order, the Attorney General shall work with the Domestic Policy Advisor to finalize the plan of action and establish a process for implementation. Section 4 is really important here. The general provisions. Nothing in this order shall be construed to impair or otherwise affect 1. The authority granted by law to the executive department, agency, or head thereof, or 2. functions of the Office of the Director of the Office of Management and Budget relating to budgetary, administrative, and legislative proposals. B. This order shall be implemented consistent with applicable law and subject to the availability of appropriations. I might include all of this to deal with borrowed money as well. C. This order is not intended to and does not create any right or benefit, substantive or procedural, enforceable at law or in equity by any party of the United States, including Congress, its departments, agencies, or entities, and its officers, employees, or agents, or any other person.